Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our call here. Ever so pleased to be spending this little time with you. But, we'll just hang on for a tiny bit. We have another 2 minutes left for people to kind of keep logging in, all right? We'll get started in exactly 2 minutes. In the meanwhile, you should be able to watch a video that I chose specifically for you for today. It just spoke volumes to me, and it's only a brief little video, but it helps you frame things correctly. All right, so I'll let you get on with that in the meanwhile, and we'll take it from there. So simply click the little button there to play the video, and I shall come back and spend time with you in 2 minutes flat. All right, I shall see you soon. Bye now. Okay, so let's get started. Right, let me first of all introduce myself so you know who you're talking with and why you're listening to me, really. Right, now, my name is Marion Herbertson. I am an internet marketer. I've been marketing online for about 6 years now. And, I've had some really good successes. I've also learned the hard way about things that I shouldn't have done, and had some really hard lessons there. But lessons are a good thing. As long as you don't repeat that mistake and you learn from that, they really do stand you in good stead, because they develop areas of you that you never would have thought of tackling had you not fallen into those lessons. Okay, so I'm very grateful for my lessons. It was very difficult times, but they've been more successes than those. So I'm happy to say that, really. Now, also, I am among the top. Ooh, hang on just 1 second. I've lost my page here. Doesn't matter, actually. All right, I'm actually among the top 200 of both the companies that I work with in terms of production. So, I kind of know what I'm doing. But I think the main thing for me, if anything, I was talking about this the other day with a colleague of mine, and I think the main thing to my success has been, well, there have been sort of 3 factors, right? One is I am hardworking. Even I must acknowledge that. I do work hard. Number 2, I'm realistic. And number 3, which is probably the most important thing of all, I am really consistent. Okay, I keep on doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is what you would do in any business. Okay, so today I'm looking to help you with getting really, really quickly started with the iPass Marketing Center, and which sells your Empower Network products. Okay, so give me 2 seconds, please, while I just find my way here. I keep losing. I have a new laptop, you see, and it keeps doing some silly things. Well, not silly, just things that I'm not accustomed to it doing. My old laptop was so set up exactly as I needed it to be, that I knew exactly what I was doing. But with this one, it kind of surprises me every now and again, which is great fun. Okay, I think I'm back where I need to be, so that's good. Okay, there we go. All right. Don't you just love technology? Were you hearing that echo there in the background? I was kind of wondering where in the world that was coming from. And that was one of the other screens that I decided to play all by itself. Okay, so this is the thing. Right, okay, I've got some notes here written up for you because I wanted to be very precise, very quick, so that, it's just a little bit of time and then you can get on with the rest of your evening. All right, so when we're talking about your success online, there are a number of factors that you need to consider. All right. First of all, you need to actually take that step to do something about it, which of course you have. So a big congratulations on that. I really do admire people who make the decision to change things and then follow through with that. Okay. So if you're one of them, congratulations. You will reap the rewards in due course, right? The second and third thing I want to talk about is mindset. All right. You might say to me, what has mindset got to do with business? It has everything to do with business. Okay. We are brought up in such a negative environment where it's easier for people to say you can't do something rather than them stop and encourage you to do what you want to do. That it is very, very important you develop a strong mindset, a mindset which tells you, listen, I can do this. I can see others who are doing it. If they can do it, so can I. And, whatever the cost, what do I need to give up in order to make a go of this? What is this worth to you? Why are you doing it? Remember those things and keep plugging on when you think it's getting, the going is getting tough. All right. I had a young gentleman say to me, Marion, I have no time. Right. Yet I know for a fact that, he'd be on Facebook playing these various games that Facebook seems to, spread like chickenpox, really. So I said to him, I said, okay, you say you have no time. And I was very honest with him as his mentor. As his coach, it's up to me to be honest. Being all sweet is not going to help him about anything. So I kind of asked him, how long? I see that you're playing these games. Hi, Louise. Hello. Okay, Louise can't hear me, but she's settling herself in. I'll let her introduce herself to you in a tiny bit. But I kind of asked him, so how long are you spending playing these games? And he very sheepishly said, well, they're really addictive, aren't they? I said, well, yeah, I should imagine. How long do you spend? And he said, well, maybe a couple of hours a day. And I said to him, I said, if you just put those couple of hours into learning what you have to learn, you wouldn't be telling me that you don't have the time. Similarly, I ask you to think about things like TV. What are you watching that is doing you no good at all? It's not one blind bit of good to you. And I know, I will be very honest with you. Sometimes when I'm really, really tired, all I want to do is sit there and just watch something totally mindless and let my brain recharge. Okay. But I must do that like once in a blue moon. And even then, it's only for a little bit. And then I'll get up and get back to work. Okay, the worst possible thing you can do is get hooked on some of these series. Okay, because, right, Louise?
Yeah.
Because some of these series are so enticing that you watch one, that's it, you're hooked for the rest. I mean, Louise, I caught myself watching, what was it recently? I have never watched it. Oh, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I know. I've never watched it, because yes, it's entertaining, etc. But what good is it going to do anybody? But this time, because I started watching the first couple of episodes, that was it. Tools were down at that time, and I was sat in front of the TV waiting for the next episode. And it's little things like that that rob your time, that you can spend so much better doing the things that are going to improve your lifestyle, not just for yourself, but for, everybody associated with you. Okay, so that's the thing about mindset, think about things correctly. Just because everybody else that does that doesn't make it the right thing to do necessarily. And a lot of us in our team, when we talk about this is a common struggle that we have, that our family, our friends all think we're nuts. Am I right, Louise? For just carrying on with this. It is, they just kind of think, oh, crazy people, what are they doing, But we have a dream that maybe they don't. So it's perfectly all right. Just as we don't expect them to understand what they're doing, I won't accept their limitations on what I can do. Right. So that's the kind of thing. You have to be very, very strong-minded. Yeah. Now, the other thing is, I was listening to Brian Tracy a little while ago, and that's all part of this thing of keeping your mind on the right track, being inspired, staying, I call it staying intelligent, because it's so easy to just become complacent and just not think about what you're doing and just do it. Go to your job, do what you have to do, come back home, that's it. Have your meal, you're ready for bed, and then you get up the next morning and it's the same old, same old. Whereas here, you have to exchange that employee mentality for an entrepreneur's mentality. And that means thinking for yourself, feeling for yourself, motivating yourself, and therefore hanging around with the right people, listening to the right people is just an excellent way of preparing yourself for the day. And one of the people that I tend to listen to, well, just one, because, they'll tell you we've got a ton of favorite people, but one is Brian Tracy. Right. He's very low-key, but very, very solid in what he talks about. And something he said today is, if you don't have, or you think you don't have the skills necessary, it doesn't matter really. All skills are learnable. Right. Every single skill that you need to improve your circumstances are learnable. Right. So you have to kind of buckle down and make sure that you want to learn it. Yeah. And that's the good thing about, creating the right mindset. Right. So the other thing I sort of wrote down when listening to him, and trust me, I'm going to take you on to practical things in a minute, but like I said, mindset really is the basis of your success. Okay, and I want you to succeed, which is why we're talking about this. The other thing he said, it is important to realize that it is more important to do something rather than wait till you can do it perfectly. We're a perfect example for you, right? These hangouts are like, I don't know why, but every time we do a hangout, something that will work when we tested it when we didn't have a live audience will fall to pieces when we have a live audience. right? It happens every single time. But do we let that stop us? No, because we're doing our best and we're learning as we're going. So come back and see us in 10 weeks' time, and we should be okay by then, you know? So it's just the way it is. And if we let every mistake stop us, then we just would not progress, right? So, you know, this is the thing. Do something. It's more important to do something rather than wait till you can do it perfectly. And we're all, Declan and myself, we are really bad, aren't we, Dec? In the sense that, oh, that's Declan, by the way, he's just joined us. But Declan and myself are both perfectionists. Okay, so we want everything to be just so before we'll actually publish something or do something, or, you know, all that kind of thing. And Deg, can you mute yourself out? He's got a naughty smile. Yeah, you bless him. Yeah, you know, it's just the way we are, kind of thing. And it doesn't serve anybody any good to be a perfectionist. It's a case of getting the volume out there and improving as you're going. Obviously, we're not saying, you know, put out half-done work kind of thing, or untidy stuff, etc. But this is a thing here, you know, I was awake one night and I looked up and it was 2:30, which meant I'd been working for the last hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and all I had got sorted out was the right shade of grey for a background image that I needed. Now, was that good use of time? No. You know, I'd have been much better off just sleeping, kind of thing. But that's the kind of thing that you can suffer off. So definitely start doing, even if you think you don't know what you're doing, look at the instructions, follow it through, start doing something, and then you will gradually improve. Okay. Right. And the other thing he said was, you know, that I thought, yeah, why didn't I think of that in those words? I've always known it, but I just never said it, is the more skills you have, the more options you give yourself. You know, look at us today, right? I mean, if you look around at the economy, there are people being laid off big time. I think last week it was that big courier company here in the UK. They laid off something like 2,000 odd people. A lot of those people were coming up to retirement time, but because they were laid off, they wouldn't be applicable now for pensions and bonuses and all that kind of thing. Okay, there's so many other things like that happening where you're at the mercy of the company you work for. Whereas with us, right, the skill sets that we now have because of what we've learned, we are not dependent on anybody or anything but ourselves. You know, if tomorrow we lost everything in our online business, we would know how to start from scratch again, and in a couple of months' time, be back to where we are now. You know, it's as simple as that, really. Yeah. So that's the other reason why you know, you being in this kind of thing is such a good thing. So please persevere, however steep you think the learning curve may be. It really isn't as steep or as long as some of the other things you'd have to learn in order to earn the equivalent amount of income. Yeah. And yeah, like I said, you know, options give you peace of mind. So that's the important thing. Now, if you have started with, obviously, you know, you're either in a iPass or Empower Network, or maybe both if you're watching this video, because this is a quick start video, right? There are a few things that you need to be doing, but in the order in which they should be done. That is the important thing. And what am I talking about? Let me take you and show you, if I can do it. If not, I'll just explain it to you, right? Because these are one of the things that seem to work great when we haven't got an audience, but then falls apart when we do. Give me 2 seconds. And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to dash over here and just have a look if there are any questions. Please do pop in your questions here if you have any, so that we can you know, get them answered for you. All right. Okay, so okay, so I'm going to share with you. He says so bravely. Okay, let me come back and see if you can see that. Okay. Declan, are you seeing? Oh, hang on. I think I know what to do now. There it is. It's that one. Share. Okay. Right. Excellent. There you go. Gosh, it's actually working. Okay. What I want to share with you here is my iPass back office. Right. And if you are brand new, this is the place that I find that a lot, well, I'm going to be talking with you about the place where I find a lot of people get it very, very wrong. Okay, so when you first start, right, when you log into your iPass back office, when you've taken your 7-day trial for $7, this is where you land up, in your iPass back office, in your dashboard center. You can see that little icon there. That's your dashboard, right? The one that's lit up in white. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people, give me 2 seconds. I just need to move this out of the way. Right, no, it won't do that. Okay, oops. Okay, there we are. Right. All right. So, yeah, I can see that now. My apologies, everyone. So, right. So, you can see that little dashboard status there, right? That's where you log in first of all. And what everybody does is they get so excited about being here, they hover over those little icons there till they come to the training icon or the marketing icon. They click on that one. The training one is the little graduation cap, and the marketing one is the one with the little dollar sign, right? And they get so excited about that that they start off with that straight away. However, that is entirely the wrong thing to do, because you literally haven't set your system up to capture your leads, etc. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is go here, and give me 2 seconds. I am just going to pull this out of the way if I possibly can. Okay. All right, so it's actually not moving over to my next tab. That's not where I wanted to go. It's got this little thing over it. Give me 2 seconds, please. Okay, anyway, I'll take that. Okay, you should be able to see that now. You see this, the one after the tab that's lit up in white, the one that looks like a little gear. Now that's your setup wizard. Okay, that's the place that you really need to be starting at, where you are following each. There are 7 steps there altogether, and you really should be following each video. There are 7 little videos, 1 step at a time, doing the first one, watching the video there, then going on to the next one, right? Watching the video, implementing those steps, clicking save and continue on the button, and then going on to the next one, right? Till you finish all of the steps. Do not start marketing till you've done that, because if you do, what that means is that you are marketing, but that all your efforts are in vain, because the people that you're marketing to are just getting lost, you know, in thin air kind of thing. They haven't got a route by which to come back to your site. Okay, so that's really, really important. So truthfully, what you need to be doing is tackling everything here in the order that the tabs are laid out. So from your dashboard, go over to the next tab, which is that little gear there, which is a setup wizard. The next thing you do is go to your training center. You learn everything that there is to learn there. Let me just show you that. Okay. I'm so sorry about that. It's actually, I don't know where it's not doing it because it's on a webinar or what it is, but it's actually not kind of switching from one to the other. Typical, isn't it, guys? But yeah, so anyway, that's a training center. Depending on the products you've bought, right? According to that level, you will have a set of training for you. Okay, that is so important to your success. So again, watch the training before you start marketing. That's why it's the training tab is actually before the marketing tab. Okay, because it's so important you do it in that sequence. Then you come to the marketing tab, and in the marketing tab is where you'll find all your links for doing all your marketing, etc. Right? The things that you can send out and, you know, all that kind of thing. Right? And the marketing tab is very, very important. And I just want to say this to you because, again, it's not letting me. I've got a like a little mask over that, and it's just not moving. No. In the marketing, I'll just tell you because I know exactly what's in there. In the marketing tab, the very first thing you come to is something called your promo links, right? The links that you use to promote your business. What is that all about? Now, you know, your business online is like any business anywhere. You've got to advertise it so that people know you're there. Now, Louise here runs a business from home where she sells designer furniture all over the world, right? Now, if Louise didn't actually market that business, nobody would know she was doing that, and therefore nobody would come along and buy her lovely furniture, right? So that is what you're trying to do. You are advertising your business, okay? And those are the links that you need to use. Now, here's another huge mistake that people make, and basically what they do is, rather than, you see, and this is the thing again, there is a video there in the marketing center. As soon as you click into the marketing center, the video there explains exactly what you need to be doing. Okay, it's Chris Jones, right? I can't believe I almost forgot his name. It's Chris Jones, and he is very methodical and very, very clear in what you should be doing and how you should be doing it, etc. And yeah, Declan, and he, you know, he explains it all in detail, and that's what you should do. And there are different types of links, right, and to advertise with, and which links you use is really, really important. Okay, one type of link is called the sales page link, and basically all that does is take a person to a video explaining, or a sales page explaining the business. Okay. But here's the thing about that, right? Think about yourself. Did you actually join this business the very first time you saw it? Maybe you did, because truthfully it is attractive and powerful enough. But 9 times out of 10, you know, marketing history tells you that a person needs to be exposed to an idea on an average of 7 times before they will actually take action, right? So if you send them to your sales page and they think, oh, that's a nice video, but the doorbell rings or the dog barks or dinner's burning or whatever, they'll go off to attend that and you'll never see them again. Okay. The next set of links are lead capture pages. That's what you want to be using, right? Because a lead capture page has a little capture box. You know, the kind of little box where you put in your name and your email address when you want more information? The lead capture page actually has that, right? So it's really important that those are one of the pages, depending on the kind of marketing you're doing. And Chris explains it brilliantly in there. If you just want to send the information to a friend or a family member and you want to say, you know, go take a look at this, then by all means, send them the sales page video. and let them have a look at it, because you're going to be in contact with them anyway. All right. However, if it's somebody that you have no idea, you're advertising on Facebook or whatever you're doing to promote your business, that's called cold marketing. Right. And when you're dealing with cold marketing, it's very important you grab their details. You capture the lead. All right, and that's what a lead capture page is for. A lead is a person who is interested in what you have to offer. Right, so very important that you use the lead capture page, because what that does is that then captures their information into your list, right? And then you can keep informing them, you can keep contacting them over a period of weeks, months, etc., to the time where, quite honestly, I've had people on my list who've sat there and have watched me and have not unsubscribed for 2 whole years. And then the time is right for them, and they think, gosh, this one's lasting. She's been around for a long time. I better go see what she's doing. And then they end up joining 2 years after they opted into my list. Yeah? So that's what I meant as well about it all being a case of consistency as well. Okay. So that's how you operate. And, again, the lessons are there to be learned, and be very, very thorough in how you learn. Okay, that's very important there. So that's the marketing center, and between the training center, the marketing center, and the setup wizard, you have everything you need in order to be able to run this business successfully, right? And then as a bonus, what you really should be doing is plugging yourself first, right, into everything that the businesses you're in have to offer and the team that you're part of has to offer. Okay, for example, here you will see, the iPass TV station. Okay, log into that. You've got millionaires there teaching you their success secrets, or just very successful people teaching you their success secrets. And basically, if you know that they're doing it, then you can do it too, right? And it's so important that you plug yourself in, and that you learn how to plug anybody who joins you, buys your products, etc., that you plug them into the same power socket, if you like, so that they gain that momentum as well, and they feel part of a community, and, take it from there. Okay, so, I told you it wouldn't be very long. Declan, Louise, anything that you'll want to add?
I think so.
No, you're okay, Louise? All right, excellent. Dec?
No, all quiet here.
It's all exactly the same, isn't it? I mean, we know it. Sometimes it looks complicated, or people try to make it complicated, and then sell you the solution, etc. Here, you already have everything you need. You have the best products, right, with a company that is rock solid, that pays out on time, every single time, etc., etc. You have one of the best front-end marketing systems imaginable, another strong community. Actually, it's so interconnected that to me it's all one, Again, strong community, strong ethics, and all of that. All the training is available to you. The important thing is that you see it as a real business. Treat it with that, with that enthusiasm and that commitment. And here's the other thing: don't get caught up in the learning circle. Right. And again, I am the worst one for that, which is why I will talk about it. I love learning for the sake of learning. I love knowing stuff, I used to be that kid where everybody else was playing outside and I'd have the dictionary looking at new words, Talk about utterly boring geek, I tell you. But it stood me in good stead, so I'm not too fussed about it. But I like knowing things. So the trap that I fall into, that I can go from learning one thing to learning another without actually implementing. Okay, knowledge doesn't bring you any finances, right? Knowledge doesn't bring you an income. It is implementing that knowledge to the end that you want that creates the income. Okay, so for example, now our team is very deeply involved in learning how to use video for marketing purposes. Okay, now most others have actually gone to the point where they've looked at all the video, they've looked at all the training, and they're starting to implement. I've been a little bit out of the circle because of various things, and I'm not making excuses for myself, but you know, I am just starting to implement. Okay, so once I've implemented, I will then see the results of everything that I've been learning over the last couple of weeks. Okay, and that's the important thing. If you're not implementing, be realistic with yourself. Ask yourself, why aren't I? Why aren't I doing the things that are required? If you're too busy, then step back, take a good look at yourself, you know, at yourself, your business, your priorities, what is paying, what isn't paying, and tailor your time and your day accordingly so that you're able to work efficiently and generate that income. Because at the end of the day, we're all working for an income, right? It's that income that gives you the peace of mind and, you know, all of that kind of thing. So that's really important, right? Now I'm going to come across here and just see if there are any questions at all. Okay, I know yesterday some of the folk on our other webinar was saying that they were having problems typing in questions. I do hope that that's not the case today as well. Okay, yeah, I do hope that that's not the case, but it doesn't look like there are any questions there. So either I've explained myself really, really clearly, or that place is giving trouble, or maybe you know, you don't have any questions, and that's okay too. Right. Okay, everybody. So let me stop here. Let me first of all stop screen sharing. There we go. We're back to normal. Okay. So that's that there. All right. So what I would ask you to do now is, if you are already a member and you're not plugged into our team calls, etc., get back in touch with your sponsor. Drop them an email, phone them, leave them a message, do whatever it takes, right? Get back in touch with your sponsor and ask about the team calls, ask how you can actually, you know, attend those, etc., because they are so important for you, even if it's just, you know, meeting with the others and having a little grumble occasionally. You know, a little whinge about how difficult something is, or how distracting your kids are, or whatever. Okay, you know, it's worth doing that just to feel part of the community and know that there are others alongside who are going through the same thing that you are. Right. The other thing, of course, which is more important, because, you know, just grumbling doesn't help anything at all, but we mastermind. You know, if somebody has an issue and they haven't found a solution, you can almost guarantee that somebody else in the team is ahead of that and they know the answer and they'll be happy to share it with you. Right. So that's really important that you do that as well. So that whole masterminding aspect, you know, it's absolutely brilliant. It kind of takes so much guesswork out of it. Now, if you don't belong to this team and you don't have a sponsor who is responsive, etc., you know, that's not the end of the world. My sponsor, when I first started, going back 6 years now, not in this business, in another one, he sort of talked to me every single day till I joined, and then I got a 10-page email telling me, okay, you need this, 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 and this, and then he disappeared, right? I never heard from him again. I had no clue about what he was talking about, etc., but I was determined enough to not let his behavior impact my future. Okay, so I just forgot all about him. I just dug in, accessed the trainings, did what I had to do, plugged into the team, made the right connections, and, you know, just potted away, to be honest. Okay. Oh, excuse me, just one moment, please. Okay. There we go. Sorry, I had an incoming call there. I just had to take care of that. All right. So, yeah, don't worry about that. You're doing this for yourself and your family. So don't let anybody else impact you in any negative way. Okay. And I was going to say, if you're feeling stranded out in the cold, contact support. Explain to them, say, this is it, I don't have a sponsor, I'm out on my own here, I don't quite know what I'm doing. Could you plug me into a team, please? And they will quite happily do that. They will trace your upline to the point where there is somebody who is active and who is doing something. They plug you in there and you will have a home to go to. All right, so that's the important thing, yeah? Anything else? No, I think I've covered everything here. And honestly, I know we haven't been very long at all today, but, in the absence of any questions, and I think I've pretty much covered everything really, in the absence of any questions, let's call this one a wind-up, a wrap-up even, and, it's too funny. We have this great fun because, of course, we are an international team, and it's quite interesting that some of the terms we use here in the UK mean something completely different somewhere else in the world. Now, a wind-up is just here we talk about, it's teasing somebody kind of thing. But I just hope it doesn't, because somebody used a term, was it on yesterday's hangout, and no, it was in another call, and I just got the giggles because it meant something completely different here, but so be it kind of thing. We know what each other means, and that's the important thing. So we will be having this call again, same time, same place next week. Please do come along. Next week we're going to be teaching on learning and how to learn. Okay, you might think that that's a really odd subject, but honestly, when I was in school, they actually taught, they gave us practical lessons on how to learn, right? Because you'll be so overwhelmed with all the information that you have here that, retaining it all and knowing where to find it. Who was it? I think it was Einstein who said, true knowledge is not necessarily knowing everything, but knowing where to find the answer. Right? Or intelligence is not necessarily knowing everything, but knowing where to find the answer. And that's the thing. If you keep that in mind, you will see why I learn the way I learn and how it keeps me from going totally crazy. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you next week, and yeah, stay in there, stay the course, and succeed. You are here to be successful. There are so many people here being successful. There is absolutely no reason in the world why you can't do it. Okay, and if you are struggling, don't hesitate to reach out and ask for help. Okay, all right. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Louise and Declan.
Bye.
Thank you so much for being here. Night night. Take care, you two.
Bye,
What's
everybody.
the weather like where you all are? What's the weather like where you are?
Cold and
Windy.
horrible.
Yeah, really horrible here.
Lovely.
Really horrible. We've got waves. Well, not we're kind of a little bit of a distance from the seaside, but you've got waves that are massive, slamming into the coast here and all that kind of thing. And it's really windy and really cold. So I'm going to crawl back.
Same here.
Yeah, yes, under the duvet with my laptop and do some learnings. There you go. You take care, guys.
Okay.
Talk to you all soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye.